It didn't start with an explosion. It started with a whisper, a quiet handshake in Zurich, a closed-door meeting in Shanghai, and now a rumor turned reality. Canada, America's most trusted ally, is negotiating to join BRICS, not a rogue state, not a distant rival. Canada, G7 member, NATO partner, neighbor. For decades, the US and Canada shared not just a border, but a belief in the same world order. But now, that belief is cracking, slowly, quietly, and perhaps permanently. This isn't just diplomacy, it's a tectonic shift, and if it holds, it could be the beginning of the end of American dominance. The fuse was lit on July 15, 2025. President Donald Trump, once again seated in the Oval Office, signed an executive order to re-examine all trade preferences with North American allies. The message was clear. Loyalty wasn't enough. Everyone was fair game. Just 48 hours later, a barrage of tariffs landed on Canadian lumber, aluminum, steel, and dairy, industries where Canada had historically led. But this wasn't just about commodities. It was a political signal. Next came restrictions on Canadian pharmaceutical firms and IT companies operating in the U.S., all delivered without warning or consultation. No summit, no phone call, just a blunt message on Trump's Truth Social feed. America pays too much. We're done. It's time to put America first. Behind the bravado were real consequences. Ottawa saw it as nothing short of betrayal. Prime Minister Mark Carney responded with sharp words. "We will seek new markets. We will not let our future be destroyed for someone else's political ambitions." At the time, it seemed like diplomatic posturing. Now we know it was the beginning of a seismic shift. While Washington barked, Beijing extended a quiet hand. China moved swiftly, opening trade talks, offering infrastructure support, investment deals, and alternative financial systems. Delegations met in Singapore, Dubai, Shanghai, and ultimately Zurich. Behind locked doors, Canada and China discussed agriculture, tech cooperation, energy, and a radical idea: settling trade in yuan instead of dollars. And then came the bombshell. Canada wasn't just talking about economic diversification, it was entertaining full membership in BRICS. What began as observer status has evolved into serious, formal negotiations. Never before has a G7 country, let alone one so deeply integrated with the U.S., considered such a move. And the symbolism wasn't lost on Washington. The White House issued a chilling statement. "We are deeply concerned by any signals that allies may support anti-American platforms." Trump added, "If Canada goes down that path, we will crush their economy. No one trades with traitors." But the wheels were already in motion. Trade with China rose 18% in June alone. Uranium flowed to India. Brazil's oil giant Petro opened offices in Toronto. South Africa is now negotiating rare earth deals with Ottawa. For the first time ever, Canada is openly exploring settlement systems in yuan and rupees. A red line once thought untouchable has been crossed. On the U.S. economy, the consequences have been immediate and painful. In response to Canada's yuan flirtation, Trump struck again, this time with a sweeping tariff on all Canadian-made vehicles. Ontario and Quebec, home to Canada's automotive hubs, were rattled. Shares of General Motors, Canada, Magna, and Linear dropped by over 9% in a single day. Labor unions demanded retaliation. Markets braced for impact. On Canada's side, new economic avenues are rapidly emerging. BRICS nations are offering not only new trade partnerships, but predictable terms, something the U.S. can no longer guarantee. Deals inked in Mandarin, not English. Contracts denominated in rupees, not dollars. And for the global market, the tremors are deepening. De-dollarization, once a fringe theory, is becoming economic policy. BRICS is launching its own development bank. Countries are ditching SWIFT for cross-border digital payment platforms. A parallel financial world is forming, and Canada is inching toward the center of it. The implications aren't just economic, they're existential. If Canada, the poster child of Western loyalty, walks away, the floodgates could open. Already, political analysts in the UK are openly discussing a dual-track trade approach with BRICS. France's political left is calling for reduced dependence on the dollar. Italy's leadership warns of a need to remain flexible in the era of multipolarity. The post-war Western alliance, built on the Bretton Woods system, the US dollar, and unshakable transatlantic unity, is beginning to look outdated. And while Washington fumes, BRICS expands. This fall's summit includes Egypt, Turkey, Saudi Arabia, Iran, Argentina, and Thailand. But if Canada shows up, even as an observer, the West will know. The lines have moved. This isn't isolationism, it's obsolescence. The Pentagon has already responded, launching emergency reviews of military posture in the North. U.S. senators are demanding loyalty hearings and threatening to reassess NORAD. Leaked memos from the State Department reportedly warn of the de facto dissolution of the North American economic space. And the most stunning part? America isn't being pushed out. It's being replaced, quietly, efficiently, and without fanfare. Once, it was unthinkable. Now, it's underway. Canada, long seen as America's quiet twin, may soon be trading oil with India, settling in yuan with China, and signing resource deals with South Africa, all without a single nod to Washington. And when the dust settles, the real question may not be, why did Canada leave? But rather, why did America push it away? As BRICS grows stronger and the dollar loses its grip, the U.S. may soon find itself surrounded not by allies, but by alternatives. America wasn't pushed out. It was quietly replaced. Is this how superpowers fade? Through silence, not shock? Canada's pivot may be the first domino. What happens when others follow? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Hit subscribe and turn on notifications, because this story is just beginning, and the next move could change the world. Stay informed. Stay bold. And remember, the real power isn't in headlines. It's in what happens when no one's looking.